皆もご存知渦巻きナルト。
It's your boy RJ in the building, and I just want to quickly say before the video starts that again, this was not a video that was made. It's not a video that was made for a video. You know what I mean? It wasn't intended for a video. This is just an insight on one of the sessions that I had with a Walls of Despair Academy member. If you've not seen my latest video, I opened back up the academy called the Generation 2, as I did do this a while ago. So if you're interested in joining, go watch that video. The link will be in the description below. So this will just be a session I had with one of the people that have recently signed up like a day or two ago, depending on whenever I put this video out, and I thought it would be beneficial for you guys to help. So if you're interested in what the sessions will be like with me, then this is an insight for that, as well as I hope you guys learn the mentality behind guard pressure. So without further ado, I bid you guys farewell. Oh, before, how can I forget when I'm looking at it? Go check out one of my other videos as well, where I do a showcase of this new team that I have. It's really fun, and if you want, I will even do a team breakdown of this team, as it can be very specific due to the fact of having 2 square characters in there. So now I'm done. Now I'm finished. Without further ado, I bid you guys farewell. Peace out and adios. I'm going to give you an example of what I mean when I say that opening people up and you kind of do things corresponding to the other person, yeah? So, obviously Ukagi Naruto, he has a gap in his combo, right? That's something that I have to, as the player, I have to account for that, right? So, if I'm pressuring your guard, are you tilting between it, yeah? I get hit, right? But then if you tilt in between it,
okay.
You see what I'm saying? And that's what I mean. So I've opened you up there because I've made you do that. Now, if I'm constantly doing this and I'm dashing you, right, and you keep getting hit, you're gonna stop tilting because I keep hitting you, right?
Right.
So then you're gonna, so don't tilt. I'm gonna just break your guard. So then, because you're gonna start hitting me, I can then just do this. See what I'm saying? Because you're no longer tilting because you're worried about my dash, you're gonna stop, which will then allow me to continue my combo into the up combo. You see what I mean? Now, this is where I need to make dashing threatening, because let's say I guess wrong. Let's say I go, I think he's gonna tilt, and I do this and you don't tilt. I have to make up. I can't drop my pressure, because then you're just gonna hold block and go, well, he's eventually just gonna dash me. That's where you need to have an option where you can continue pressure even if you don't necessarily tilt. So if you don't tilt and I do this, okay, I can still continue pressure, I'm good, yeah. And if I think that you're not gonna tilt and I just do the up combo, then I got an option for that as well. You see what I'm saying? So I got an option for that too. So I can no matter what route I choose to take, I'm pressuring you, but at the same time I'm also stopping your retaliation by implementing the dash. I'm making you not want to tilt by dashing. Do you see what I mean?
Right. So the only way to counter that buffer on the guard is to take it, right? You can't counter it, or unless you have to sub.
Yeah, you basically want to sub if they do it fast enough. Like, there are little points you can get out, but more or less is you're still taking a risk because I'm switching as well. So when it comes to dash and doing the jutsu after, obviously depending on what the jutsu is, it's still, I'm mainly doing that so you stop tilting. As soon as you stop tilting, I have what I want, because especially with the last Naruto, if I'm getting all of my combo on the last Naruto like this, I'm probably gonna break your guard. Your guard's probably gonna break, yeah? So that's what I want. As a Naruto player, that's what I want. But if you keep stopping me, I need to do something to make you stop doing that, so then I can do that. And how I've done that is I just dash you like this, so that way if you do tilt, I get you, yeah?
Right, okay.
So that's what I mean by opening up your opponent. That's just one way of doing it, yeah? Like, and that's why, and you need to have multiple ways of doing that so you don't become predictable, right? And this is where I'm talking about, this is where jump kunai, I would say, is nothing wrong in using. Now, but you have to understand what it does. So it's the same principle, right? If I jump kunai, you're gonna what? You're gonna counter to stop me if I do. If I keep doing this to you,
Right.
you're gonna
Right.
counter. Yeah. All right.
Uh-huh.
So take the countering. So as the principle of tilting between combos, I need to do something to accommodate for you countering me. Right?
Uh-huh.
So what are the options that I have between you countering me? Yeah, I can grab
One
you.
hit buffer or grab.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
okay,
no, I'm
okay.
saying, I'm just saying, I can grab you. I can combo buffer. If you got your buffers like on point, you can buffer
Uh-huh.
because they can't counter it because you're someone else, right? I
Uh-huh.
can I can do a jutsu straight out after it. Obviously, if you have the right jutsu for it. So if I'm Naruto, I can just do a jutsu like this. Maybe if you know what I mean, I can do a one-hit combo buffer like you said, right? So
Uh-huh.
these are things. These are things that you could do to stop people countering. Yeah. As soon as they stop countering, because they're like, oh, he's just gonna do this. I want to counter.
Uh-huh.
Then you just go again. You just go because they don't know when they think I'm gonna one-hit jutsu buffer.
Dude, that's mentally crazy. Mentally, that's like mental gymnastics. That'll mess somebody's head up crazy because
Yeah,
you
but
you
that's what
wouldn't
I
know what
mean.
they're gonna do.
Exactly. So if I'm just doing this to you all the time, they're thinking, oh,
Uh-huh.
nah, he's just doing this. I'm gonna counter. And that one time you
Right.
counter, I do this,
Oh,
and you're just there like,
right.
okay, I'm not gonna counter anymore, and I just do this to you. Do you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Now you're just like, okay, is he going to buffer or not?
Right,
Do you
right,
see what I
right,
mean?
right, right.
So that's why when you said, oh, when someone was like, oh, don't use it, it's trash. No, use
Uh-huh.
it, but you have to understand why it's good. Why are you doing it? Like, why are
Uh-huh.
you doing it? Same thing with
Uh-huh.
dashing. Why are you dashing here? Do you
Uh-huh.
see what I'm saying? So that's another way, right? So jump kunai, that's another way. And just because it doesn't work doesn't mean that it's bad. It just means that you need to learn about reading the opponent. It's about reading the opponent, yeah? Another way that I do it, so this is my personal favorite way. Ninja move to the side and dash. The reason why is because it does a lot of
Uh-huh.
guard pressure, right? And there's a lot
Uh-huh.
of options. As you saw, one option, your guard's red already, yeah? And I
Right.
didn't hit you once. Look, red, look. See?
I think that's the best option right there.
Yeah, but there's still options around that. You can still counter
Uh-huh.
me. If I do this, you can still counter me,
Oh,
right?
okay, okay.
Do you know what I mean? It's not
So
guaranteed.
next time you dash and jutsu.
Exactly. Yeah, but next time, I can. So if we take that one setup, right? Next time I can do the same mix that we just spoke about. Go to combo. It's still a jump kunai. It's still this. It's just I'm doing this. So I can still got the same options. Yeah. I can still combo buffer. I can still one hit jutsu buffer. I can still grab. I can still do the options that I have off of this. It's just I'm doing it from here and I'm jumping towards you. You see what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So doing this is still good, but that's just one option. What if I then decide? What if I then decide to do this? You see what I mean? I don't have to
Right,
always jump kunai. Do you know what I mean? I can just come in, do
right.
this, dash stop into pressure. Do you know what I mean? Or I can do this, boop, boop, it's a jutsu switch. Do you see what I mean? Like, or if I'm Shikamaru, like I could do this,
Uh-huh.
jutsu, switch, pressure. Do you see what I mean? Like I can do whatever I want from here, or I can
Wow.
go. I can do the up break build, dash switch up break build. Or I can just not switch. I can just dash switch stop. You see what I'm
So
saying?
many options.
But that's what I'm saying though. So these are the what I'm talking about when I say exploring your options. You've got the dashing into jutsu. That first
Uh-huh.
they do that. You've got the jump kunai going on. You got the ninja move dash switch going on. You can still throw chakra shuriken like this. A lot of characters, if you have a character suitable for it, I think what's your kunai? Oh no, you don't have that. Yeah, so these characters aren't really good for it. But like Pain is good for it, Nagato is good for it. Where they dash off your guard, they throw chakra
Uh-huh.
shuriken, they can probably break it. Neji's really good for this. So this is what I mean regarding having options when you come to pressuring someone. Obviously I'm going to do a video on it as well, but
Uh-huh.
these are the options where when it comes to pressuring your opponent, this is what you want to be thinking about. Why am I dashing? Why am I stopping my combo to do something else? It's because my
Right.
character has a gap in his combo. Okay, if my character has a gap in his combo, is he even tilting? Does he even know that I have a gap in my combo? If I'm playing Naruto and you're not tilting for my combo, I'm just gonna keep doing this until you do. why should I change that until you make me change it? As soon as you start tilting through my combo, then that's when I can start mixing up my options. Yeah, that's when I can start mixing my options and implementing dashing, implementing this. Do you know what I mean? Another option that I have, if I have the pushback, this is where you see E do it. See?
Oh.
And that's just because if I think that you're not going to stop me, like if I don't think you're going to tilt in between my combo, I can do that. If you're not going to tilt in between my combo, see? And even then I beat your tilt right there. You tilted me right there and I blocked it. So I can even use that as a way to stop your tilt as well. I do as well, delaying your hits. Delaying your hits I like is because if they try and retaliate, like if people, if I know someone's trying to tilt, you know how you kind of tilt pre-tilt. So try and tilt me. Try and tilt me, yeah? Not now. When I hit you. When I hit you, God. You saw I hit you, I just delayed it too much. You see how I hit you? It's because I'm delaying my hits. I'm giving you a gap big enough to do a move, but I'm not giving you a gap big enough for you to actually get your tilt off. And that's why I'm hitting. Because I'm delaying my hits, right? See?
Right.
So this is another way of opening up your opponent. Now if I delay my hits, right, so don't tilt. If I delay my hits and I get to here and I do the mix, you can't tilt. Like if you're pre-tilting, I win. And if you choose to tilt where the gap is, I win because I dash you. So now you're thinking, okay, I'm not gonna pre-tilt and I'm not gonna tilt. Okay, I'm gonna do all of this now. Yeah.
Wow.
Make sense? So that's what I mean when I say that guard pressure is about opening up your opponent. It's a mind game. Whatever they do, you react to it. Whatever they do, you correspond to it. Yeah.
So okay, question. So for situations like that on offense, okay, but what would you suggest the person on defense to do?
Well, again, it's just the same game you're playing. The same game that you're playing is a tilt. So you know in yourself, and the situation depends on your sub, right? If you have 4 subs, fuck it. You have 4.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? If you have 3, you might still say fuck it. If you have 2, you might be a bit more clingy. And if you have
Cautious,
1, you might be. If you have 1, then you might be like, I'm not really trying to sub this, right? If, and also it depends on what your opponent does. If your opponent, right, doesn't have the mentality and they're just doing this all the time and you're tilting in between it, they just keep tilting until they do something about it. It's the same principle.
Right.
If you're gonna not stop me from tilting, I'm going to tilt you every single time until you make me stop. Does that make sense? Because if you're not going to change what you do, I shouldn't change. It's again, the principle's the same. As soon as you start dashing me and doing a jutsu, alright, fine. This is where I stop tilting. But what's okay? I'm stopped tilting. I'm going to block you. But what now? What are you going to do to me now? Are you going to break my guard? Okay, I'm going to sub that.
Right, okay.
You see what I mean?
Oh, okay, it's the same game. It's the same game.
It's the same game you're both playing. You're just 2 different viewpoints of players. Yeah. He's aiming to break your guard the same way. You're doing the same thing. It's the same thing with jump counter from a defense. If you're just going to keep doing this, okay, I'm going to keep countering you until you do something. Okay, that's not working. Okay, cool. I'm going to tilt you then, because you can still obviously tilt. That's not working. Okay, I'm going to tilt switch real quick.
Back.
Exactly. Or I'm going to ninja me back, or I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Until you stop me from doing that, I'm going to keep doing it. Whatever I decide to do, if it's working and you don't stop me, I'm going to keep doing it. Yeah.
Okay,
as soon as they stop stopping you, you do something else, and you do something else, and you do something else.
Counter, then I could just grab.
Exactly.
It's just saying, well, it's reading them. Okay.
Yeah, it's about reading and reacting. Whatever they do, you do something corresponding to whatever they do. That is the mind game behind guard pressure. It's about looking what your opponent's doing something based off of that. If they change what you're doing, you change what you're doing. If they don't change what you're doing, you keep doing the same shit until you do. If it's working, why not?